Hey everyone, my name is Melanie Allen, Senior Ruby Ambassador. I feel so honored to have Melissa McGoffney on the call tonight. And she is going to go over our products. And Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yes, sure. Hello, I'm Melissa McGoy. I'm a Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm also a Master Sports Nutritionist and Holistic Health Coach and personal trainer. So I told Melanie that I would just go through the products with you guys and kind of share some of my product knowledge, and then at the end I can answer any questions that you might have. So what we'll do is we'll go through this presentation, and I will tell you about the products, and again at the end if you have questions, just let me know.
So, my notebook and pencil.
As we all know, Plexus has a wide range of different products. The products work to balance blood sugar, promote gut health, and reduce internal inflammation. I feel like elevated insulin levels are making Americans fat today, and you don't have to be diabetic to experience this. This is relevant to every person on the planet. Blood sugar could be the reason our entire country is experiencing the worst disease epidemic in our history. And it's why we feel so grumpy, and unstable blood sugar can also cause anxiety, moodiness, hormone imbalances, fatigue, irritability, bloating, food cravings, etc. And I can say from experience that I used to have a lot of those issues.
Are you choking on your phone?
So it's important to understand why unstable blood sugar develops. Any sugar, whether it be from an apple, honey, or a slice of bread or pasta, whenever that is digested by our body, it causes the pancreas to create excess insulin. And insulin is important because it helps get the sugars out of the bloodstream and into your cells. If insulin levels are driven up after a meal, day after day and month after month, what happens is the pancreas becomes exhausted and worn out, and your cells become resistant to taking any more sugar. The excess sugar in our bloodstream causes your blood sugar to go up, and then the sugars hang out there until insulin stores them as fat. And you can probably guess what happens next. Abdominal fat, weight gain, and high cholesterol, just to name a few things. Too much sugar in the bloodstream can also attach to proteins that can thicken your arterial wall, leading to heart disease and circulation problems. So my suggestions for stabilizing blood sugar include eating organic protein, lots of dark leafy greens, and good healthy fats. Also, don't skip meals, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You should eat a big protein-filled breakfast to keep your blood sugar stable. And also take your Plexus pink drink and your other Plexus products every day. So that's just kind of a little bit of information about blood sugar and insulin, and now I'll go into all the different products. So the first product is Plexus Slim. And as we know, Plexus Slim was originally created to help diabetics balance their blood sugars. It has no stimulants or caffeine, no artificial colors or flavorings, and can help keep your blood sugar, cholesterol, and lipids at healthy levels. When your blood sugar is balanced, it can help reduce cravings for sugar, processed foods, coffee, wine, and other things, and increase your willpower over food. I say wine because I've had several customers tell me that their wine consumption has gone down drastically since starting Plexus Slim. The main ingredient is chromium, and that's chromium is used for blood sugar control for people with types 1 and type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, and high blood sugar. Chromium is also used for depression, lowering bad cholesterol, and raising good cholesterol. It aids in weight loss, fat loss, and muscle gain, and improves athletic performance and increases energy. Chromium is awesome for building muscle and burning fat. Our next product is Accelerator. And Accelerator is a companion product to Plexus Slim. It's good for appetite suppressant, and it speeds up weight loss and fat loss. It can boost your metabolism and increase your energy. A lot of times I get the question, so what should we take? Should we take Accelerator or Boost? And kind of the main differences between Accelerator and Boost are Accelerator has 5-HTP in it, and 5-HTP is an amino acid that helps to produce serotonin in the brain, and serotonin is the happy hormone. So for Accelerator, I always recommend Accelerator for people that are wanting to lose weight and have issues with anxiety or depression issues, because 5-HTP is really good for those issues.
Yes.
The next product is Plexus Boost, and it's an alternative companion to Plexus Slim. Again, you take it along with the Slim. You can take Accelerator or Boost, but you should not take both at the same time. So Plexus Boost was designed to increase your energy, also help with appetite suppression, and build muscle while burning fat. So I always suggest Boost for those who exercise or work out pretty frequently. Boost contains an edible cactus that was used by Indians for years to help suppress hunger and enhance endurance through increased energy. Boost also contains yerba mate, which has an impressive amount of antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. The next product is Block, and Block was introduced last year. I'm sure many of you have tried it. It helps to block the absorption of starches and sugars up to 48%. It's great for people that love carbohydrates, and a carbohydrate can be anything that we ingest that turns into sugar immediately. Block slows the absorption of starch and sugar for healthy glucose levels. It reduces starch and sugar from converting to glucose in the body by up to 48%. It helps support healthy blood glucose levels and reduce the glycemic index of ingested foods. Block contains white kidney bean extract and brown seaweed. And according to many holistic health experts, brown seaweed promotes fat loss, increases energy, heals the thyroid, relieves digestive disorders, and prevents cancer. So this is an awesome product as well. The next product, we're going to skip over this slide. The next product is also one of my favorites, ProBio 5. And ProBio 5 is an amazing probiotic. It has 5 extra strength probiotics, added enzymes, intestinal flora, B6, and grapeseed extract. It supports the breaking down of hostile organisms that negatively impact your health. So think bloating, brain fog, fatigue, and anxiety. ProBio 5 will repopulate the colon with good bacteria, and it will also kill off any yeast and fungus, which in turn will give you energy. And a lot of times I get the question, so why is this different from other probiotics on the marketplace? And ProBio 5 has added enzymes that surround the yeast and fungus, and then the grapeseed extract kills that yeast and fungus. So other probiotics on the marketplace don't also have the enzymes in them. So that's kind of what differentiates ProBio 5 from other ones out there. And it's super important. The enzymes are super important because the fungus that can play a huge role in your cravings for sugar and refined carbs. The next product is BioCleanse, which is also another one of my favorites. As a result of our lifestyle today, most of our bodies are bogged down with toxic waste and a slow metabolism. BioCleanse has a specially formulated magnesium compound that also has oxygen enhancement and vitamin C with bioflavonoids. Magnesium is actually known as the relaxation mineral, and it's the first supplement that I suggest to all my clients. It helps with muscle contraction and relaxation, nerve function, cardiac activity, energy metabolism, and tons of other processes in our bodies. It helps to oxygenate the entire body and cleanses the GI tract and arteries. I will say that I was out of BioCleanse for probably 5 days and didn't take it, and I could just tell a huge difference in the way that I felt. So it's an awesome product that I don't want to go without. Plexus 96 is our protein meal on the go. It's a cold-pressed, grass-fed whey, non-GMO protein powder. Whey protein is easily absorbed by our bodies, and protein is essential for muscle growth and repair. So this is a great product for a quick on-the-go meal or snack. I love to make a smoothie in the morning with the P96, and I add greens and berries, coconut milk, and sometimes I'll add my pink drink to it. And it's an awesome smoothie. It helps. It's great for building muscle. Sometimes I add the Plexus Slim, and then sometimes I drink it on its own. So it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Xfactor, our amazing multivitamin, and also the Xfactor Chewables. Oops. So Xfactor is a turbocharged multivitamin and antioxidant supplement with aloe that helps the body to absorb nutrients and protect the cells from damage. If you've ever noticed whenever you've taken another multivitamin that you've bought at wherever, any other store, that does not have aloe in it, you may notice that whenever you go to the bathroom that your urine is really bright and neon. And that is because most of the vitamins that you're ingesting are actually just filtering out of your system whenever you take them.
Interesting.
But the Xfactor with the aloe in it, if you notice, or I notice, and I'm sure that most of you can agree, after we take that and go to the restroom, we don't notice that it's neon. That's because our body is absorbing those nutrients. It also helps us to absorb the nutrients from the food that we're eating. It's also full of antioxidants, which help to eliminate free radicals and toxins and provide support for a healthy life. And then, as I mentioned, the chewables too.
Your monkey's bag or in this bag?
The Xfactor family chewables are great for the kiddos. They contain some of the same ingredients as the Xfactor multivitamin. The New Zealand blackcurrant, which is a powerful and nutrient-rich berry, an antioxidant. I love this because it's free from artificial sugars, artificial flavors, or colors. And whenever you look at a lot of the other vitamins out on the market, you will notice that they're full of just junk that our kids don't need. So this is an awesome vitamin for our kids. The next is our new product, Megax.
Muted.
And this is our plant-based omega supplement with omegas 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. And since it's plant-based, there are no fish burps. Omega-3 fats improve your cell's response to insulin, neurotransmitters, and other messengers. And they also help repair the process when your cells are damaged. Several weeks ago, I was shopping at Whole Foods, and I thought I would check out their section of omegas and see how they stacked up to Megax. And as I mentioned, Megax contains omega-3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. In the selection of plant-based omegas, only one of them had omega-7, and none of them included omega-5. So out of the whole, every single plant-based omega that I looked at Whole Foods, none of them had omega-5. And omega-5 is one of the most potent antioxidants out there. It's known to help repair cell damage, and it controls glucose transport to the cells, which helps people with insulin sensitivity. So this is great for people with diabetes. Omega-5 is 6 times more potent than grapeseed extract, And grapeseed extract is known to help with poor circulation,
I'm halfway
reduce
listening.
swelling caused by injury, and eye disease related to diabetes. Megax also has omega-7, which helps your body to overcome inflammation. It helps to lower cholesterol. It's a great source of vitamin C, and it also contains 15 times more vitamin C than oranges. Omega-7 also helps to burn fat and reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, protects against harmful metabolic processes associated with obesity and related diseases.
Say already. What was I going to say?
The next product
You don't know that.
No.
is Plexus Ease.
Look at the circuit.
Hold on one second, Melissa. Hey, can everybody mute themselves in the bottom left-hand corner? Because we can hear background noise. Let me see if I can figure out who that is, Melissa, really quick.
I think it's Galaxy Note 4 is what it says on mine.
Galaxy Note 4.
See them with their sweet kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, whoever, yeah, thank you. If y'all can just mute yourselves. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, go ahead, Melissa.
Okay. The next product is Plexus Ease, and they're the Ease capsules and the cream. Ease is a natural anti-inflammatory and pain reliever with turmeric, which is an amazing natural anti-inflammatory. It has a unique proprietary ingredient blend, and it provides an inside-out synergistic relief. So the Plexus Ease and the Plexus Ease cream and the capsules kind of go hand in hand. Whenever you take over-the-counter anti-inflammatories, they can do a ton of damage to your gut lining and to your liver. So a natural anti-inflammatory and pain reliever is really the best way to go. I take this every day just because of aches and pains that I have from working out, and it's been amazing. I just started taking it daily probably a month ago, and I've noticed a huge, huge difference. We also have fast relief nerve support, and this is great for people that have issues with neuropathy, nerve damage. It actually helps to regenerate new nerve growth. So this is also an amazing product. And then the first product that Plexus ever introduced was the breast kit. And it consists of 2 microthin layers of polyurethane with a non-toxic lubricant. So it's great to help check for lumps in your breast tissue. And it has a sensory touch magnification. The next product is the Plexus Body Cream, which I also love. The Plexus Body Cream has spirulina algae and activated charcoal, which are 2 amazing products that help to detoxify the body and remove aging spots and toxins and impurities. I actually use this product as my face cream now instead of buying expensive over-the-counter things that have a bunch of artificial ingredients in them. So this is amazing. It's great for bug bites, for scars, for wrinkles on your face, all kinds of things.
Yeah. I ordered a box of it.
As you can see, it's helped with people with other skin conditions as well. So it's important to read the labels. And as you can see, we all know that our products work. And that is all. Melanie, do you want to open it up for questions now?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Looks like Oh, they're talking about my eye. Never mind. Okay. We can talk about my eye later, but does anybody have any questions on the products? Thank you, though, for all your advice.
No, you're welcome.
You did a great job. I've really learned a lot. I haven't really looked into all the omegas and what all they do in that Megax. I've been taking it, but man, that's amazing.
Yeah, I just, whenever it first came out, I was like, surely you can buy something that's comparable on the market. And, Whole Foods is really pointed me to the plant-based omegas. And there were several out there, but I was really just surprised to see that only one with omega 7 and none with 5. So that just kind of amazed me. So I started to do a lot of research on it.
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody that's on tonight? Mom, do you have any questions? Grace, Ray Buck, Dr. Graham?
No, but I thank you because I did learn a lot about how the different products work in your body. I mean, I knew the basics because we've read we've seen the trainings, but actually learning why they work was incredible. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for listening.
I have a question.
Sure.
I saw today a couple postings on taking the Omega X at nighttime, maybe more beneficial than taking it in the morning because it really activates at the 12-hour mark after you've taken it. It becomes, I guess, highly effective.
Okay.
Can you fill me in on that? Or what you're taking it morning versus night? People are saying that they're sleeping better when they take it before they go to bed at night.
I have seen lots of information on that too about people taking it and sleeping better at night. I have not done any research on the effectiveness of morning versus night. So I would probably suggest to do trial and error and see what works best for you and how your body responds to it best.
Okay.
And I can certainly do some more research because I would like to know for myself.
And I think I saw a post going around from a pharmacist on that, saying, somebody had a post on that, and I think I read that something about they took it at night with the ProBio 5, and they talked about why it was effective, but I'd have to go back and try to find that post.
Yeah, I've seen probably 4 or 5 posts about people saying, "Man, I thought I slept good before, but now that I've added Megax,
I've already been sleeping so good since I've been on Plexus. Can't imagine sleeping any better,
I know. So I'm definitely going to try it at night.
Yeah, I have another question.
Sure.
Is hot flashes. I know getting your gut clean and reducing the inflammation helps balance out your hormones at the same time because your body's not fighting against everything.
Correct.
But any other specific product that you would recommend for women who are of life that are having still continued hot flashes?
I really think that just the combination of the triplex combo, that working internally to balance everything out is going to be your best bet.
Okay.
Also, of course, Xfactor, because it will help you to absorb nutrients more efficiently, and whenever our body is nourished in the proper way, it helps to balance everything out as well. So if you're not taking Xfactor, I would highly recommend adding that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it looks like on the chat somebody posted, Rachel said, do you just use the Ease cream for pain relief?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, if you don't have pain anywhere, then I wouldn't use it just as a lotion. I would suggest just using it for specific pain points. You can use the capsules just for internal inflammation. But if you don't have any inflammation on your body anywhere, visible inflammation or any pain anywhere, then I probably would suggest that the cream not be necessary.
And I was just sharing with Melissa that I had been reading more about, with Hashimoto's and thyroid disease that I have, there's a lot of internal inflammation going on. So I've been consistently taking the Ease capsules as well, and I feel I'm just now finally breaking that weight loss plateau, and I really think it's because I'm addressing that internal inflammation. So it just helps your body, I don't know. They say it's a secret weapon with thyroid disease. So I thought, well, it's worth a try. And
Right.
so far, I'm happy. So yeah, I'm starting to finally, break a plateau that I've had for a long time. So I'm excited.
Melanie, do you also take, do you take block as well?
I take it just as needed if I do a carb,
Right.
meals. I forget it a lot of times, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it, when I was nursing Caroline for so long, I could only be on the triplex and Xfactor.
Right.
So that's what I've been on, and got my Hashimoto's in remission because I attacked the gut health.
Right.
But now I feel like my body's like regulating from the hormones and everything,
Right.
post baby, and getting back to normal. It just takes a while. But now I'm addressing, I feel like, the inflammation too, underlying inflammation. And then also working out,
Right.
3 times a week.
The only reason I ask is because the brown seaweed is known to help improve thyroid function. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep it in my purse and use it more. I'm trying to keep my carbs lower.
yeah.
We have a question.
Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead, Mom. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have a client whose adult son had a serious back injury and he's not getting any more relief from prescribed drugs and he's in constant pain. What would you recommend for as a regimen to try to get him out of pain?
I have an answer for that. I actually have an ambassador that has a similar thing, and I actually had him start on Just Ease because that's all he wanted to do. And he said that he's seen huge improvement. He had been on all kinds of pain relievers, getting steroid injections, all kinds of things. And he's seen huge relief from Just Ease. But I don't know if you guys know or have seen the post from Joe Jack on Facebook.
Yes, I have. It's a really good
I reached out to him, and he said that he just only takes the triplex combo.
Wow.
So for your client that has the back issues, I would suggest triplex combo because that's going to address gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar, and then also ease to help with the pain.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
And then it looks like Lindsay says, is there any reason why you shouldn't take ProBio 5 and BioCleanse at night together? Would taking them together cause the BioCleanse to kind of cancel out the effect of the ProBio 5 in any way?
So that has been a huge debate, and I think, isn't Melissa Eichenhorst the one that did the product tips from convention?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have taken her advice. I've always taken them together and seen improvements, but since I have watched her product tips, I have started splitting them up because, as she said, the oxygenation from the BioCleanse can kind of, I guess you would describe it as infiltrate the probiotic and maybe make it less effective. So since I have heard that, I've been trying to split them up. And what I try to do is whenever I remember, I take probiotic with dinner, and then I like to take BioCleanse at night because of the magnesium in it. It helps me to sleep better. So I just take the BioCleanse at night right before bed.
What's interesting is the BioCleanse kept me awake.
Some people say that.
It was like ready to like total energy in the middle of the night. I was like, this is not going to work out.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't take it at night at all. So I ended up just, I've always just taken it in between meals.
Mm-hmm.
ProBio 5 at night, and that's worked really well for me. So
that since you say that, I may, because I had been out of BioCleanse, so I wasn't taking it, and I was like, and I took just a regular magnesium supplement, and I was sleeping awesome. And then last night I added BioCleanse back in, and I started kind of tossing and turning.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, so it worked better for me during the day, in between meals,
Right.
between breakfast and lunch and dinner. And
then I feel like the products work different for everybody. It's just like a diet. No one diet works the same for everyone. You kind of have to just play around and see what works best for you and just follow that regime.
Okay, and then somebody said, can you take Accelerator or boost if you have heart problems. My mic is not working.
As always, I would say consult with your physician first. They do have a little bit of green tea coffee extract in there. So there is just a little touch of caffeine in there. What I'm just going to answer that with, I would consult with your doctor first and see what they say. I know that other doctors and cardiologists have approved the products, but I would want you to check with your doctor first.
Absolutely. And I usually, I steer away from it. I don't know. And this is something that I'm doing, but I'd love to get your opinion on it. You know, I wouldn't say everyone, but I'd say most people, I do try to encourage the triplex in the beginning. Cause I feel like if you don't, because most people just want that quick weight loss, but I try to educate on gut health and, you know, blood sugar regulation and decreasing the inflammation and things like that. You know, people sometimes order what they want anyway, even though I try to tell them, you know, but I have a lot that just do Slim and Accelerator, and you can't talk them out and, you know, to do anything else. They don't think they need a probiotic, and what's the point? And, you know,
Right.
But I usually start a lot of people on the triplex, and I usually encourage them, just give me 30 days at least.
Right.
If you started on the triplex, and then, you know, let's talk about Accelerator in a couple months. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's awesome because I think
Just attack the candida first, you know, and then it'll be easier for them to lose weight, right?
Yes, I totally agree. And then I don't want people to, you know, I want people to learn about changing their eating habits and reducing cravings and that kind of thing based on their gut, because a lot of times you're craving things because of poor gut health. So it's important to get that in check first. And if you add either Boost or Accelerator initially, then you may have that appetite suppressant as well. So I think it's very important to address the gut first and start to heal the gut. And then, you know, even after 60 days, if you don't see improvement, maybe talk about adding one of those other products in.
Yeah, and that's typically, I try to, you know, then say, well, then we can do Xfactor, you know, and I get to those later. I in my mind a lot of times.
Right.
Especially because a lot of them, I mean, I have, thankfully I contacted her, but this one girl just went on my site and ordered. I thought it was one Plexus gave me, because when you hit Senior Ruby, you know, they'll give you some customers.
Right.
So I actually called her because for some reason we were friends on Facebook, and I was like, well, that's weird. How did that happen? I don't even think I knew this girl, but apparently somehow we had mutual friends and we connected and we were laughing about it. But she got Boost and Slim Boost and Block. And good thing I had talked to her. She had just gotten her product, you know, yesterday, and she was ready to start. And she told me about all these heart issues she's having and, you know, her meds. And I was like, okay, well, good thing I talked to you.
Right.
Let's go ahead and turn that back in, and we're going to just switch you, you know.
Yeah.
So she didn't like me switching her whole regimen, but I told her I'm here to help her. So hopefully she'll listen.
That's good. That's awesome.
But she actually went to my website and she figured out she didn't contact me at all. And she just went under the Plexus Worldwide and found my name and just ordered.
You know, I've had a couple people
you didn't even contact me. That's amazing.
I know. I've had a couple people do that too, and I was totally surprised.
Yeah, I just didn't even realize she did that. So, okay. And then somebody is, let's see. So if you take BioCleanse at night, then when would you recommend taking ProBio 5?
Depending on when you eat in relation to when you go to bed, you could either, you know, take it with dinner, take it with lunch. I like to take it later in the day because I feel like your body is healing whenever you're sleeping. So it's going into work and kind of heal your gut whenever you're not trying to digest a bunch of food. So I would suggest splitting it up, taking it with dinner, and then maybe take BioCleanse a couple hours later before you go to bed if you take it at night. That is my suggestion.
And then how about, Lindsay said, when I suggest triplex, I tell people that die-off symptoms are a possibility at first because I would want to know what to expect. So I expect others would appreciate knowing that too. But the response is often that they're afraid of the product. I don't want them to be afraid, but I don't want them freaking out if they experience die-off symptoms either. How do you handle this?
So I typically don't tell people that right away. I let them start on the products follow up with them in a couple days and see how they're feeling, and let them know, that you may experience some, I don't necessarily label it as die-off. I just say that you may experience some detox symptoms because your gut is, your body is working to detoxify from the inside out. And then I just kind of follow, keep in contact with them and see how they're feeling. And if they do start to experience some of those symptoms, then I'll let them know, depending on your health, some people do experience some die-off symptoms, and I'll kind of talk through that with them.
Yeah, and then that's whenever I kind of let them wait and come to me. And the other thing is, I don't know, one thing I try to do is not, Melissa gave me this advice a long time ago, but don't try to contact your customer like every week, because they're going to be expecting big things. Definitely give them the guidelines, but give them a little time to get started, and just and let them kind of come to you. I mean, you can check on them, but they wouldn't do it all the time, because then every week they're going to be expecting this crazy weight loss, and these products are really more about health, and weight loss comes. So I think setting the expectation about health and not weight loss is really important in the beginning. And then a month in, I definitely, before their next order, because of course I try to make them preferred customers, I'll check in with them and see what they want to change on their order and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's what I do. Is that similar to what you do, or how do you handle reaching out to your customers?
I try to do it, or I do it once a month. And then if it's somebody that I feel like needs a little hand holding, then I'll do it more frequently.
Do you ever give them a meal plan or like suggestions on diet when you work with your customers? Or
I do. I just tell them, not a meal plan by any means, but I tell them to eat plenty of lean organic protein, lots of green veggies, lots of, healthy fruits and healthy fruits, and regular veggies, and then plenty of good healthy fat. And then kind of educate them on what that encompasses if they don't know. But I don't give them like, hey, here's a meal plan, eat this for breakfast, eat this for lunch, have a snack, and eat this for dinner.
Right.
I try not to do that. Even for my nutrition clients, I don't like to do that.
Because they feel kind of restricted with, this is what I have to do. Is that
right?
Why?
And some people want that, but I try to steer clear of that, because I want people to be educated and learn how to kind of fend for themselves versus having somebody hold their hand and tell them what to eat meal by meal.
That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Thanks for all the questions tonight. They've been awesome. Grace, what about you? You're new. Grace Ray was one of my new ambassadors. She's in Colorado.
Awesome.
And matter of fact, where's Kim live? Because we're looking for Colorado Springs for Grace.
Kim is in Boulder, just outside of Boulder.
Oh, okay. I don't know where Colorado Springs is versus Boulder. I don't know. Grace, can you?
That's like an hour and a half away.
Okay, we're gonna find you a meeting. Okay.
That'd be great.
But Kim does meetings. I just saw she's doing one next week. I don't know where, but she does a lot of meetings in Denver, which I know is not far from Colorado Springs, right?
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, so you may look for that.
I'm sure at some point I'll be able to make it to Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good meeting too with Jen Stanley Hawkins.
Yes. I was just in Colorado Springs, Los Angeles, but
were you?
Somebody getting hurt?
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. But again, thank you so much, Melissa, for all your advice and information tonight. It's been amazing. And I know we'll have a lot of people chomping at the bit to get this on the team page. So thank you so much for your time, for sure. And I'm going to stop.